So we're going to go ahead and take a look at this story. Essentially, it is about a twin brother, identical twin brother that was in Frisco, Texas, who got stabbed by this black male at a track meet. Okay, so there's a lot of speculation that's going on. I have my own personal opinion about what has gone on in regards to this case. So let's get into it. It says, Mom, twin brother of 17-year-old killed in Texas track meet stabbing, speaks out he did not deserve it. It says the family of a 17-year-old boy who was stabbed to death at a Texas track meet said that they were heartbroken over what they called a senseless act of violence. Austin Metcalf, an 11th grader at Frisco Memorial High School, died Wednesday after police said another student stabbed him during an altercation at a track meet in Frisco. The victim's twin brother, Hunter Metcalf, was also at the meet and tried to save him, the mother said. I got a call. That's what she said. I got a call from Hunter. He was screaming that Austin had been stabbed. Their mother, Megan Metcalf, told the station he was holding the wound. He was trying to save his brother. Austin Metcalf was transported to the hospital where he died despite life-saving measures by first responders. I tried to help him, his brother, Metcalf said. He wasn't allowed in the ambulance to go to the hospital. They had yanked me off of him, okay? And it said the altercation between two students resulted in one stabbing the other, is what the police officers said, okay? So essentially what happened was this. They were at a track meet. So both of these people were football players. Apparently, Austin, that's the white dude who got stabbed and died. He had like a 4.0 grade point average. He was, being scouted by like some of these top schools as well, because he was like the MVP, he was the MVP, I think the previous year, when he was in football. Okay, so he was having all these schools looking at him, okay? But what we had with the black dude who ended up stabbing him, he also was one of those players that did football and also did track, okay? So he brought a knife to this track meet, okay? And allegedly he went and, not allegedly, he stabbed him, and he even said it's not alleged, I did stab him, okay? Because he was in the tent for the opposing team, which was what Metcalf was on, okay? He was in their tent. Now, did he get permission to be in the tent? People say that coaches can give permission for their players to be in a tent. I don't know if that necessarily is what this was, but he happened to be in the tent, okay? And then Metcalf was like, yo, because other people were like, yo, get up. And he was like, I'm not getting up. Give me a reason to do it, essentially. And then Metcalf, like, from what it is sounding like, he either went like this to the other guy, or he went like this, like, get up, get out, leave. And that's when he got the knife and he stabbed him, okay? But we're going to get into the rest of this and I'm going to give my opinion. Okay, so I got this article right here. It says stabbing suspect said, yes, I did do it. And it says a 17-year-old accused of fatally stabbing a Frisco student athlete during a track meet allegedly admitted to said crime. He also asked officers if his actions could be considered self-defense as well. Okay, so we're going to get into it. It says, what do we know? On Wednesday morning, 17-year-old Austin Metcalf, a junior at Memorial High School in Frisco, was killed at a UIL District 11-5A track meet. And it says police said that a student from Centennial High School in Frisco, 17-year-old Carmelo Anthony, stabbed Metcalf in the chest during a fight. Okay, he was arrested and charged first-degree murder. He has $1 million bond. Okay, so this is the guy who ended up doing it, Carmelo Anthony. All right, and it says, what do we know? A newly released arrest report details interactions police had with Anthony in the moments following the fatal stabbing. According to the court documents, witnesses pointed him out to the school resource officer, who was the first to arrive on the scene. The officer spotted Anthony at the north end of the track. I gave the suspect instructions to keep his hand in the air. During this time, the suspect said verbally out loud, I was protecting myself. The suspect also told the officer he put his hands on me. After the officer mentioned to others that he had the alleged suspect in custody, the report states Anthony said, I'm not alleged. I did it. Like, I did it in self-defense. He put his hands on me. I told him not to, is what he ended up saying. But in that case, what people who were in this tent allegedly said was, Carmelo is sitting down, and he went and said, he's in the opposing team's tent. And then they were like, yo, you got to get up. Like, what you even doing up in here? And then he says, if you touch me, you know, like give me a reason because I got something for you. So it wasn't like to me, it's not like a self-defense, like you attacked me. It's more like I'm antagonizing you in a way. You know what I mean? Where it's like, I want you to do something. You have some people where they're like, I want you to say something to me. That's what this seems like. But let's continue. The officers took pictures of blood on Anthony's hands as evidence. They did not find a knife on him. Witness statements. It says arrest report also provides details from several witnesses. First, Memorial High School witness. A member of the Memorial High School track team told the police he was sitting under the Memorial High School pop-up tent with the rest of his team. The victim and the suspect were sitting nearby. Anthony was from the Centennial High School and was sitting under the Memorial High School tent. Okay, so an opposing team. The victim had told Anthony that he needed to move out from under their team's tent. And Anthony grabbed his bag, opened it, and reached inside and proceeded to tell the victim, touch me and see what happens. So he's saying, yo, you ain't even supposed to be here. Get out. Okay. And he said, touch me, see what happens. No one really thought Anthony really had any weapons in his bag. And the victim proceeded to touch Anthony. And then Anthony told the victim to punch him and see what happens. A short time later, the victim grabbed Anthony to tell him to move. And Anthony pulled out what witnesses recalled as a black knife and stabbed the victim once in the chest and then ran away. Wow. The witness did not know Anthony, but he knew he was a Centennial student. Second witness, okay, and this is from Memorial High School, and it says police pulled the victim's twin brother and a second Memorial High School track team member into the locker room to take their statements because it was raining heavily at said time. The officer interviewed and said, I attempted to ask them both what had happened. I could not really get anything out of Hunter, that's the brother, but the second witness stated he wanted to speak. I asked him what happened, and he stated they were all sitting on the bleachers under the Memorial High School tent when another male who he did not know walked over and sat under their tent. The witness then said the victim told the male that since he did not go to Memorial, he had to leave the tent. The victim and the male went back and forth, and then the victim stood up and pushed the male to get out of the tent. The witness had said during this time of arguing, the male had reached around in the bag that he had. It was at that time the male took out a knife and stabbed the victim, then left the scene. Okay, so that's what ended up happening. So now let's get into some of these videos.
The sad part about it is he died in his brother's arms. They were twins, identical twins, and his brother was holding on to him, trying to make it stop bleeding, and he died in his brother's arms. And I rushed up there, and I saw him on the gurney, and I could tell. They said he wasn't breathing. I could see all the blood. I saw where the wound was.
Understandably still in shock, Jeff Metcalf says a precious memory was made just this past weekend when he took his twin boys hunting. That's where Austin got his first hog. Well, this morning at around 10, he rushed here to Kirkendall Stadium where the Memorial High School student athlete suffered a fatal stab wound during this track and field meet. Frisco police say a fight broke out between two students when one stabbed the other. More than 100 student athletes were participating in this meet. Fortunately, they were safely evacuated. Police arrested the suspect. He is 17-year-old Carmelo Anthony of Frisco. He is now charged with murder. Some students, unfortunately, witnessed this deadly encounter and have been interviewed by police. Despite life-saving efforts, the 16-year-old victim died at the hospital. Austin, his father shares, was born 2 minutes before his twin brother Hunter, the two inseparable, as you can imagine. Austin is being remembered as an outstanding student at Memorial High, his football team's MVP, and a young man of faith. His father grappling with loss and forgiveness.
I'm not trying to judge, but what kind of parents did this child have? What was he taught? He brought a knife to a track meet, and he murdered my son by stabbing him in the heart. The guy was in the wrong place. They asked him to move, and he bowed up. This is murder. I don't know. I know they have someone in custody.
Yeah, we do.
And you know what? I already forgive this person.
Already?
Already. God takes care of things. God's going to take care of me. God's going to take care of my family.
As a parent of a 14-year-old boy and an older man who's now making his own way in the world, I just can't imagine how you're facing the rest of your life without your son. I wanted to ask you this question. I know, 17 years old, amazing. And he was an amazing kid, too. We'll get you to speak about him in just a moment. But I think a lot of people at home are saying, wait a second, how does this happen? He goes to a track meet on Wednesday and is murdered. What happened?
I wish I had all the answers. The answer is my son is gone and he'll never come home again. I want to clarify something right off the start because I've already heard some rumors and some gossip. This was not a race thing. And this is not a political thing. Please do not comment if you do not know what happened. Do not turn this into a racial thing. It was not. Do not politicize this. It's not. This is a human being thing. This person made a bad choice and it affected both his family and my family forever. It's a very unfortunate thing, but I know exactly what was happening. His brother was there who tried to save him and he died in his arms. So if you weren't there, please don't spread rumors.
His twin brother Hunter was there, and as we pointed out at the top of this, his twin brother tried to save him, couldn't save him, and Austin died in his arms. He spent the last moments of his life in his brother's arms as he went to meet God. But what did Hunter tell you happened?
Well, the track meet was being delayed. Each individual high schools had like their own little tents to go sit under, and they were sitting under the Memorial High School tent. The individual was saying some words, and they turned to him and said, "Who are you?" And he said, "I'm Mello." And he said, "Yeah, Centennial."
My brother stopped at it and said, "You need to move." He's like, "Make me move." Austin grabbed his backpack. I look at my brother, and then I'm not going to talk about the rest. So that's just what I saw.
Heard your husband say within hours of this that he forgave this other young man, and he got there so quickly. And I honestly don't know that I could. And I just want to see, and I don't know if there's a right or a wrong place to be, especially as quickly as this has happened. Megan, how do you feel on that front today?
I am not like their dad. I am so angry at that boy. It's just not fair. That's all I have.
I understand.
I'd like to say it's forgave, not forgotten, but I'm not at that point yet to forgive that kid for what he did to my brother. Because, 17 years, my best friend just there, and in the blink of an eye, I lost him. So I'm not at that point.
I heard your husband.
Breaking news. So a 17-year-old high school student was arrested today for murdering another high school student at a track and field meet. Now, allegedly, this was an argument over seating where they were going to be set at, and there was an altercation that led to one of them, which his name is Carmelo Anthony, pulling out a knife and proceeding to stab said victim in the heart, immediately unaliving him in his twin brother's arms. Now, he has been arrested and is facing a murder charge. But the thing that I'm noticing going viral on X is the outpour of racist comments that are being made in regards to this case. Y'all, I just want to say this right now, that I am so sorry for the family of the Metcalf family, for their loss. It's a tragic situation, and I do not know the surrounding details to the altercation that was had. I don't know if anything was said. I don't know at this point anything other than the fact that it was over seating. This happened in Frisco, Texas. He did have his twin brother there with him at the time it happened, and allegedly there was other students that seen it happen as well. So I'm pretty sure that more information will be coming out about the details. But until they do, I'm going to keep you guys updated. But until they do, like I said, I send my condolences to the Metcalf family. The father spoke out and said that, he forgives the person already.
You guys know there's a kid who's getting charged with murder because he stabbed another kid in the chest. And I find it really weird that the black people who was not even there at a track meet and can't comprehend track meets because y'all big backs and y'all don't work out, is covering for the black kid, talk about he got bullied. No, this kid stabbed another kid in the chest, and he doesn't even go to that school, which lets me know he's the bully. Because why are you sitting underneath another person's tent? Every track kid knows you're not going to go to your rival school and sit underneath their tent. Doesn't matter if you go to that school or not. Doesn't matter if that's your rival or not. You're not going to go sit underneath that tent, even if you know somebody. Why? Because they got to focus on track and field, and coaches don't even play that, right? Another thing is there's someone random sitting underneath our tent who's watching our stuff. I don't know this boy, and he over here by our stuff, so I'm going to ask him to leave. And then there's a whole nother situation about it raining, and he's sitting underneath the tent because it was raining. So what? So what is raining? You're outside track and field. Go find a place where there's other shade. But if that guy asked you to move, how come you didn't simply move? You had to feel like the big bad wolf that you's like all bite, but you did have a bite. You just have nothing but bark, and you realize that boy bigger than you, so you had to go get a knife. Your son can't fight. Your son can't fight. He a hothead. This is not the first time he probably done something like this. He killed that boy, and he's rightfully wrong. There should not be this many black people saying, free Anthony, Carmelo Anthony. That's insane. That little boy killed another individual over a seat.
So, of course, where's the video footage? Where is the video footage? Of course, that's the question that it's on everybody's mind, because we want to know, in today's age, everybody pulls out a phone so quick. Why is there no video footage of the incident that happened down in Frisco, Texas? Well, remember the young man who I shared his post earlier where he said that Carmelo Anthony was a victim and was being bullied by the two twin white boys, right? Well, he actually has been responding to comments on that post that he made of people who were being racist, saying that it didn't matter. He still brought a knife. Well, this is what he says. Allegedly, there is a video. He says those kids were bullies. They attacked one person, outnumbered him. What was he supposed to do? Oh, but I forgot. It's only self-defense when it's convenient for you. It's called stand your ground. He said, there is a video. You'll see it in court. Just wait. Stop letting race-baiting headlines cloud the truth. This isn't about color. It's about right and wrong. These kids were bullies. They attacked and outnumbered him, which is really interesting because now we know, wow, there is video footage. And he's standing 10 toes down that this video footage is going to exonerate Carmelo Anthony. So many fake GoFundMes have been popping up for Carmelo Anthony. The family has made it official that this is the official link for their family, okay? It's called Give, Sin, Go. I'm going to put the link in the comment section below, or you can also go on to Kevin Hayes' page. He has the link there. He says, thank you to everyone who has shared my post. Please be aware that this is the only official funding link for Carmelo Anthony. The other links are fake. Again, there is a GoFundMe that has raised some money and it is not real. So beware of frauds as you guys are trying to do what you can to support this family and support this young man. Their goal is $50,000. They have already raised $20,000. Whatever you can do, whatever you can give, I'm sure they will appreciate it. Again, this is the only and official GoFundMe or Give, Sin, Go link for the family. Everything else is fake and fraud.
Everybody's talking about this story regarding Carmelo Anthony and Austin Metcalf down there in Frisco, Texas. Austin got unalived. A lot of people are trying to make it a race issue, and it's not. It has nothing to do with that right there. But a lot of people are attacking this young man and are showing the negative side and everything. But I want you to see him in his positive side, because this was self-defense. The story that's being told, Carmelo, he was sitting up under a tent, under the wrong tent and everything. That's what they said, under the wrong tent. And Austin came over there, told him to move. Said Carmelo got aggressive with him and everything, and then stabbed him with a knife in the heart and everything, and he passed away. That's not the full story. First off, Carmelo had permission from another coach to go over there and set up under that tent. He had permission. Another thing that was said and been spread out far and wide is that they didn't know each other. That's a lie, because they definitely knew each other. This is an older picture. They definitely knew each other. Other stuff that's coming out is Austin was being mean and harassing Carmelo, his girlfriend, actually, Carmelo's girlfriend. He was harassing her at a party that was about maybe a week and a half, maybe 2 weeks ago. Carmelo took up for his girlfriend. Then all of a sudden, the fight broke out. Austin broke Carmelo's phone just the day before this incident took place. So the day of this incident, Austin confronted Carmelo for sitting up under the tent in the wrong area. They got into an argument. Carmelo's backpack was grabbed, and then he was called the N-word, and then Austin tried to grab him forcibly. He tried to forcibly move him. And it wasn't Austin by himself. Both of them got up there and attacked Carmelo. Both of them did. And there were a lot of witnesses down there that said that the twins, plural, tried to jump him. Well, actually, they did jump him. They stomped on him, and they broke his phone, and they tried to take his things. So nothing peaceful was about that whole thing. And something else is going to come out. This is allegedly. But something else is going to come out. He had narcotics in his system. He did. Austin. He had narcotics in his system. That's what caused him to be overly aggressive. So just like I said over on the book face over there, that was self-defense. That's what he did. He did self-defense. Everybody's coming for him. People trying to make this out of something that is not self-defense.
Okay, so there you have it. There are two different sides. Some people are for, some people are against. I don't know. I felt this was more so like a jealousy thing even before all those alleged party girlfriend incidents. I felt like this was more of a, I just don't really like you, and I was waiting for somebody to say something. I'm happy it was you. That's why I brought my knife with me. But let me know what y'all think about this down below.